Hey guys, if you DoorDash and if you see one video on my channel, it should be this. If you live in the middle of nowhere in a small town like I do, I live in South Georgia in a small little town, a very rural town with an oversaturated DoorDash market. We have maybe 6 restaurants in my town. And I've always struggled to, get orders coming in. I've always struggled. The map will be red. But then again, I've always lacked doing one thing that I'm going to share with you today. That I started doing this about a month and a half ago, and I'm telling you, it's been a world of a difference, especially in this oversaturated market. And it's quite simply the tier system. Now, if you go online, people are going to be saying, don't accept all the offers, cherry pick, choose the good ones, don't do the other ones. But if you do this, if you go cherry picking the orders, you're gonna make a huge mistake, and that being that you're gonna volunteer, and DoorDash will keep sending you the trash offers over and over unless there's no other drivers around. But if there's other drivers that have a higher tier, they will actually get the orders for you, which I'm telling you, nowadays with people like me and you doing DoorDash, with people needing extra money to pay the bills, to save, to buy stuff, to invest. It's crazy to think that, people go online and say, hey, cherry pick. That might work if you live in a big city like, New York, Atlanta, or like in a beach town, Panama City, or, a tourist area. There you can cherry pick. But in most of the places in rural America, it's actually a great idea to go to Platinum. Now, I'm saying this because I made the mistake of cherry picking. Now, I didn't do DoorDash a lot. I did it on and off, but now I started, put more emphasis into it. And, I'll be home. I'm not driving, an hour away or half an hour away to do DoorDash in a big city, because that's what everyone's doing. I'll be at home, sitting down, resting. I'll have the app on. But I've noticed ever since I became a Platinum driver, the orders have been coming in quicker. And that's because even though there's less offers in my small town, if there's 10 drivers out here, if there's 10 drivers, and we might have, 20 orders an afternoon, because we don't get a lot of offers, or let's say 30. If there's 30 orders, those 30 will be, based on the algorithm for DoorDash, they'll be, offered to the higher Platinum people first. If they're busy doing an offer, if they're not online, or if they're, declining them, these orders, they will work their way down, by who's closer to the store, and then by tier. If you're gold, you'll get it next. If you're silver, you get a third. If you have no rank, you will rarely get an offer in rural America. So the way I'm saying this is because I live in a very small town, and I live maybe half a mile from all the restaurants, and everything's kind of packed in together in one little area, maybe a mile away. So everyone around here stays around this area. So if I want to maximize my, possibility to make more money, I have to stay Platinum tier. And I'm telling you, if you are not getting offers in rural America, and I keep saying rural America, but that's the thing. If you live in a big city, if you live in a tourist area, this won't really matter, because there you have a lot of people, going there, wanting to waste money, spend a lot of money. You have people coming in every day. But in rural America, where we are, people work, they get home, they might spend, some, maybe once or twice a week, but they also got bills to pay. So they don't DoorDash a lot as, some more expensive places. But there are still orders out here. You just gotta make sure to position yourself in a, a position where DoorDash will offer you the, the order before somebody else by staying Platinum level. And, I didn't believe this, but it's true. You guys gotta go for Platinum. It's definitely worth it. Quick little video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Is it worth it for y'all? For me, it's made a huge difference. Going for Platinum. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Leave it, thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think. But for me, it's made a huge difference.